Win or lose, we're going to walk out of this stadium tonight with our heads held high.
That is amazing. Wow, what a game.
Oh, my.
Unbelievable. One more for the record books.
Nothing's gonna stop us.
At the buzzer, knocks it down.
Pick is up. Yes. He made it. Yes. Reverse layup is good with 5 seconds left.
Put 6 on my stat. First title in program history.
Being an in-state kid, everything that I wanted in the school was right at home.
Every coach has a toolbox, and every tool is from another coach.
Camaraderie, be able to hang out with each other and be together.
Takes it all the way for the touchdown.
Led by a future Badger.
I'm very excited for this kid because he is brilliant.
What an absolute javelin toss.
He's going to throw a jump pass and complete it for the 2-point conversion to Hawk.
I mean, we can see a lot of offense.
Put the exclamation point on it.
At the buzzer. Wow. It's good. Oh, my goodness.
Do your best.
Thank you so much for all you guys do for high school sports.
Guys, I got goosebumps.
That's all anybody can ask for.
The biggest games, the most compelling stories, the area's best high school sports coverage. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Live from the Redstone Gym, it is the final it's the last but far from least here at the 608 tournament. Pablo Iglesias alongside Adam Mertz, and we've got a great one in the 608 tournament to cap things off on this Saturday night. Congratulations to the Nicolay Knights, too, the champion on the tournament side, and now it is game 2 of the showcase, and we are definitely destined for what should be a shootout between the Lake Mills L-Cats and the Mount Horeb Vikings. Once again, Pablo Iglesias here, making the debut on the ESPN Madison side for Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. I am jazzed to be here alongside Adam Mertz once again. Mertzy, let's start up. Both of these teams, first off, undefeated. Great non-conference matchup that we've got here for a great showcase here in the Madison area. Let's start with the Lake Mills L-Cats. Yes, they are averaging about 80 points a game, but we have a little bit of an injury update. Why don't you give us that?
Yeah, absolutely. Really unfortunate development here with A.J. Bender, senior who's headed to Minnesota State Mankato. It could do a lot of stuff for you offensively and defensively. Going to be out for a while with an ankle injury indefinitely. And Lake Mills is still so balanced, but really curious to see how that changes up the way that they approach things offensively, Pablo.
Tough when you lose your top scorer and also your top rebound getter, too, in A.J. Bender. But on the Mount Horeb Viking side, there's another sharpshooter in Josh Manchester. And, man, has he been lighting up the scoreboard. First off, Mertzy, how has Manchester been this season, and how have the Mount Horeb Vikings been this whole season?
Yeah, well, I mean, Josh is averaging 34 points a game, 55% from 3. I talked to his coach, Todd Nessheim, yesterday. He said it's almost a shock when the ball doesn't go in the basket when it comes off his hands. Definitely the heartbeat of this team, and everyone's gunning for him all the time. We know from the opening tip that he's going to get all the attention, and he's still been able to deliver from tip to tip this year.
For this matchup, once again, both of these teams undefeated. I wish we could see both of these teams continue to be undefeated. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case tonight, but that just means we have good basketball on our way. What are you most excited about in this matchup?
I think you love these intersectional matchups as much because there's what we got here is a battle of balance with Lake Mills got 4 or 5 guys that can put it in double figures, and Josh is really leading the way for Mount Horeb, who's been unable to generate a lot of secondary scoring this year so far. So I think it's just a game where neither team has much on the line. It's a chance to just open it up and play and see how you can compete against each other.
Open it up and play, see how it goes from there. Just about a minute and a half to go. I love the 608 tournament too, and the vibe and everything. You got Lose Yourself by Eminem going. I'm feeling good. This is a great atmosphere to be at. Like we said, we are the anchor in this situation. Josh Manchester, actually, I saw him walking into. He was looking at all the banners of past players. Con Knipple, who was a player last year, too, in the all-tournament MVP in the 608 tournament as we are in the 4th season of this. Guys are ready to go. It's fun to get this showcase as we are just under a minute to go, waiting on the starting lineups. And also to remind you, too, for over 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Mertz, once again, this matchup, what excites you the most? What are you looking forward to? How are both sides going to come out as a victor on this one? What do both sides need to do?
Yeah, well, what I'm really curious about now, this is a great coaching challenge for Steve Hicklin and Lake Mills in terms of how do you adjust without A.J. Bender in the lineup. It's a guy that is the one who creates a lot of your interior offense and kicks out and helps distribute the ball. So is someone try to fill that void? Do you come at things a little bit differently? He's also been excellent defensively. I know that there was a gentleman from Deerfield, Ben Wetzel, came in averaging 22 points a game, held him to 1. Woo. So who gets the defensive assignment on Josh Manchester tonight?
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure as we get ready for the starting lineups for both of these sides. The lights are out, and we will step aside real quick. We'll take a 30-second break to reset a little bit, give ourselves the starting lineups. We got an exciting one, though, once again. Pablo Iglesias, Adam Mertz giving you Lake Mills versus Mount Horeb, the second showcase game closing out the 608 basketball tournament. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Is one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Welcome back to the Redsten Gymnasium. Pablo Iglesias alongside Adam Mertz. The starting lineup starting to make their way out here for the Lake Mills L-Cats as we have Tyler Woline. Fun fact, the quarterback of the L-Cats team too. Ty Schaefer, Tanner Wendorf, Brady Benish, and Colin Christian, your starting five for the L-Cats. And moving on over to the Mount Horeb Vikings, who are sitting right behind us. This is a full gym. This feels pretty good. So right now for who they have, we talked about him. Josh Manchester, the sharpshooter, Chris Keel as well, Zach McGuire, Griffin Hanna, and rounding things off, it is Alex Chapman. Just taking this all in right now, Mertz, what's your favorite thing about these, early season tournaments? You get a taste of, again, these non-conference games before things really start to get into the bulk of the season. What's your favorite part about these moments?
Well, you know what I love right now is that these guys are playing in a college gym. I know that there's some nice high school gyms around, but you're getting not just the gym, but also the atmosphere with the lights down, the spotlights, the introductions. This is kind of a mid-season preview of what postseason basketball feels like.
You think we'll see these teams, too, later down the road to fight for a gold ball?
I think that I'm not sure about that, Pablo. I think now we're getting into prediction mode.
Yeah,
now we're getting into crystal ball mode instead of gold ball mode, right?
Well, anyway, it's the L-Cats winning the jump, and it's Josh Manchester coming away with the steal. Coming with the 1-2 step and beautiful layup. He's known for shooting, but instead goes off the window for 2, and that's how we start things off here at Madison College. L-Cats trying to answer here. Swings that one. It's Wendorf over to Woline. Woline for 3, rattles out. Rebound, though. Second chance. That one's good, and it's Ty Schaefer from beyond the arc.
Tanner Wendorf with that key offensive rebound. I know rebounding will be an issue tonight for Mount Horeb.
Trying to feed this one down low, but it's knocked away. Vikings still able to come out with that. Keel from the corner, no good. Woline the rebound. Trying to push this a little bit down. Brady Benish kicks this over to the corner. Back up, and it's Manchester all over the place. Good defense, and he's going to let this one fly. Yes, sir! Well, Josh Manchester, it seems like he could potentially be a one-man show. He's got 5 points, and we've hardly reached to 90 seconds, or rather 70 seconds into this game. L-Cats trying to slow it down a little bit. Woline, the behind-the-back dribble, throws it back onto the baseline, but it is tipped and goes out of bounds, and it's turned over back to the Vikings.
Josh pulling up on that 3, that's what he can do. That's the kind of shooter that he is. He can make that decision. Anyone else on the team, on the floor on most nights, you're not going to let him do that.
You got to give Manchester, too, his props for playing great defense, turning it offense as the Vikings trying to attack here. Ball's a little loose there. Benish Hannah coming away with that to the corner for 3. That's good. And that was Alex Chapman from beyond the arc. 8-3. Vikings up early as we are just approaching 2 minutes into this matchup. Elcats needing an answer here. Benish drops this off over to Christian. Christian into the corner, over to Wendorf. Schaefer, rather. Now to Wendorf, back to Schaefer. Tried to find Wallin, but it's knocked away by Keel. Good defense so far, once again, by the Vikings, just being all over the place, trying to get a hand on the ball.
They're active and trying to disrupt that flow that Lake Mills has with all these veterans.
This disruption so far working. Elcats can't really feel like that they can get a shot up right now. Schaefer trying to create space, but it looks like it's just lockdown defense right now by the Vikings. Schaefer finding space, though, lets that fly from the top, and that is good. Adam Schaefer with his second 3, 6 points for him. It's 8-6 now. Manchester coming away, spin move, tries to come away with this, but it is knocked away instead. Looks like it almost came away. Thankfully for the Vikings, it actually stays here. Almost a turnover and could have gone the other way, but instead it is Vikings ball.
Great awareness there by Josh Manchester, continuing to fight through that ball.
And a good feed, but to no avail, and here come the Elcats after the defensive stop. Pulling up from 3, that's good. Brady Benish, welcome to the 3 party. And now the Elcats have the 9-8 lead.
Gotta love that confidence.
Keel drops this one off, but it's turned away now. Now all of a sudden it's the Elcats showing off good defense. Wallin drops this off. Why not let it fly, Benish? Bounces around, unfortunately, no good on that one.
Here there's going to be some gunning tonight here, Pablo?
I think so. It looks like we're hardly a few minutes into this game, and we're seeing a 3-ball left and right. Why not? Oh, that's a 2, but it's Wallin the rebound. Throws it over to Wendorf. Wendorf swings this around. Up to the top, it's Benish. Hit Nyland, but unfortunately, mostly just air.
Yeah, you know, we wondered a little bit coming into this, Pablo, what the pace would be of this game. Both teams willing to push it. So far has been a lot of rewards for being patient out on the offensive end in the half-court set.
Just a little over 14 minutes to go. The Elcats now jumping ahead 9-8, but the beautiful feed down low. Welcome to the game, Hayden Anderson for 2 points. So now the Vikings with a 10-9 lead with just about 14 minutes to go in the first half. Elcats slowing up the tempo. Releasing from 3, no good. Manchester the rebound. Bringing this up himself. Very cool, calm, and collected. Swings this one over. Zach McGuire, that's good for downtown.
Zach's been their guy. He's been their number 2 option all year, and was turned into a great three-point shooter last year. He's delivered again this year.
Just about 40% from 3, too, this season. That's a pretty solid one. Nice feed from Wallin to Schaefer for 2.
What a cut on the backside. That was just a beautiful play.
Rather, Wendorf for 2. 13-11 game now. Vikings still with the lead. Manchester trying to work out of traffic. Works out of the double team. Wallin. That's good from the corner, Manchester. Don't let him get hot. 16-11 Vikings lead now. 13 minutes to go. Just a little floater from Benish gets the job done. 16-13 now for the Elcats, or Elcats trailing rather, 16-13. Cam Nessheim bringing this one up, swinging this around, back to Nessheim. He's going to let this one fly from 3, goes off the window, no good. Here comes the Elcats now. Tips this one in the air. Schaefer ended up coming back with this one. Wallin now releases from 3, no good. Rebound for the Vikings. So what we saw was a massive scoring affair right off the bat, has slowed down a little bit these last few possessions. To the wing now for 3. That one's no good off the iron. Rebound. And the Elcats are coming back with this one. That's Brody Benish. To the corner, the drive. Schaefer dips this one off to Colin Christian. Back to Schaefer into the corner. Oh, almost rolled in. Could have been a nice friendly roll, but instead Manchester with the rebound. He is going to take this one up And it seemed like take their time right now after what's been felt like a little bit of a run and gun so far on the foul called.
You know, there's a little bit of a temptation in the game at this level to take too many threes, in my opinion. You're seeing some guys that are some good shooters out there, but a lot of it is you're looking for rhythm shots early on to get yourself established, and they just haven't been able to come into that yet.
16-13 game, 11:50 to go in the first half. The showcase game here at the 608 tournament. Pablo Iglesias here with Adam Mertz giving you the action on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Manchester, ooh, he really wanted that one. Instead, dips this one off. Great feed, and that's awesome penetration right there to cause the double team and dip that one off over to Hayden Anderson for 2 points.
Vikings are going to need to do that, take advantage of that overcompensation on Manchester.
Tyler Woleen trying to cause a little bit of an ISO space, trying to open things up a little bit right now. Like we said, he was the quarterback for the football team, so I think he knows how to corral an offense once in a while, too. Wendorf drives, drops this off to Schaefer. Schaefer with the floater. That's good for 2. He's got 8 points. Manchester driving to the rim and 1. Absolutely fearless for that one, and he's going to go to the charity stripe to potentially earn that 3-point play.
Awesome aggressiveness there by Josh Manchester going to the basket over a really tough challenge there by Tyler Woleen.
And Mertz, if my math is right, and it is correct, so far 10 points already for Manchester, and he's going to be subbed out for a much-needed breather. But 10 points already, and we haven't even reached the 8-minute mark yet, or the 10-minute mark, rather, in this game. Man, what a game we have so far. 21-15 lead for the Vikings. But a drive there, and it's Ryan Horkin who goes off the window, driving into the lane, in for 2. 21-17 now.
And what does Mount Horeb do offensively here with Josh on the bench? We can wait and see if someone's willing to step up and take the mantle.
Cal Odgers trying to do a little bit as well, but unfortunately that layup no good. Looks like it was last touched by the L-Cats, though, and will stay on this side of the court. Vikings wearing their all-black, while Lake Mills sporting the all-white uniforms. Owen Ashelman sends us to Cam Nessheim. Back to Ashelman. Odgers to Hanna. He drives in, tries to go a little bit of a spin move, puts that one up, and that's good.
That was just a great play by Griffin Hanna, going left to his left and turning back to his right to finish that shot.
That's what I like to call triple B's, big boy basketball down on the paint, Mertzy. Good for 2, 23-17. Vikings with the lead now. L-Cats, though, showing no fear as well. Here comes Woleen trying to shoot this one, but it said whips it out over to Horkin for 3. That one's no good. And it looked like Wendorf almost had the opportunity. A little frustration there. He knew it, that he had the chance for a second chance opportunity. And it looks like that Steve Hicklin is going to call a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout too. 60-second timeout here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Pablo Iglesias, Adam Mertz here, 23-17. Mount Horeb with the lead here at the 608 Tournament Showcase game.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Welcome back to the Redsten Gymnasium here at Madison College. Pablo Iglesias, Adam Mertz here giving you the second showcase game, the fourth game all day here on this beautiful Saturday of 608 tournament basketball. What a fun Saturday we have gotten to see, too. 4 games in this gymnasium, and we've got a 23-17 game here between the Mount Horeb Vikings and the Lake Mills L-Cats, 2 undefeated teams. And it looks like a turnover situation here, or an official's time. Trying to figure this out right now, and it looks like Mount Horeb not really thrilled right now. Todd Nessheim having some words right now with the Zebras. It looks like that somebody stepped out of bounds, and it's going back to the L-Cats.
Yeah, it's kind of there's a pick play by the official on that one, and Mr. Ashelman had his foot on the line.
Ashton Winger drops this one off over to Benish. Benish trying to make space. Over to Wendorf. Wendorf to Winger. Winger couldn't get that one to go. Horkin now driving into the lane. That one's no good, but Horkin trying to fight for it. Rather, that's Wendorf fighting for the rebound. Hey, looked like he got his chance back, but no, instead it is going to be turned away and back to the Vikings.
Some great reads there offensively by the L-Cats and just couldn't finish at the basket.
And we knew it was only a matter of time until we saw Josh Manchester come back into this game. He will be coming in for Owen Ashelman. And, man, what let's see what kind of fireworks he comes up with. Cam Nessheim bringing this one up for the Vikings. 9:06 to go here in the first half. 23-17 Vikings lead over the L-Cats. Dropping this one off over to Griffin Hanna. This one going back out of bounds. And a little bit of a reset now. Fresh lineup. Just about all of their starters, actually, if not the entire starting lineup back in. And a great feed from Manchester right off the bench. Coming back in, it's Alex Chapman for two off the window. 25-17 lead for Mount Horeb now. L-Cats with a little bit of a new lineup too, and it's intercepted. Here comes Zach McGuire. He might go coast to coast. Puts this one up off the glass, and good for two on the fast break. Mount Horeb now up by 10.
Nice read on the backside there by Zach McGuire, and took it all the way to the bucket.
A pick 6S type of move. You knew he was going all the way for that one. L-Cats trying to swing this one back. Pulling up from the mid-range. That one's no good off the iron. Rebound by Wendorf. Wendorf from his knees tosses that one to Woline. Woline over to Schaefer. That's good from downtown.
Man, just a heads-up play on a scramble there by Lake Mills. Getting much-needed basket at this point.
Seems like right now from what we're seeing is that Wendorf is just the scrappy guy. Oh, almost a Woline coming away with a steal. Instead, it's Manchester letting it fly from downtown. And that is good.
About 23 on that one. He's got range up to about 26, 27, actually.
And I got to say, it might be the kicks, too. He's wearing the Kobe Grinches right now. I'm a big shoe head. Maybe we'll talk about this later, Mertzy, but, hey, it's got to be the kicks sometimes. Meanwhile, the rebound, and that one's good for the L-Cats. And that Ashton Winger finishing for two. And we've got a timeout on the floor, 30-20 with 7:37 to go in the first half. Merch, Adam, we have seen quite a matchup so far. Definitely not one shy of scoring, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, guys have been taking shots, pushing the tempo a little bit. Lake Mills, they've had some difficulty getting into a flow offensively, and when I'm watching this play, I mean, a little bit it's got to be Bender being out. Some is Mount Horeb's done a really nice job reading this offense and where they want to go and getting into passing lanes.
For over 90 years, UW Credit Union has helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater responsibilities. Join today at uwcu.org. UW Credit Union is proud to support all the area's student athletes. Make sure to listen every week, too, to hear who the student athlete of the week is. Dennis Semrau and I actually made our way over to Madison La Follette, and we got to see their new weight room, too. I wanted to pump some iron in there, too. Swinging this back around, too. The Vikings have the ball. Josh Manchester trying to make a play. Dips this one off over to Zach McGuire. That's no good from downtown. But Chris Keel diving and finding this rebound. And the Vikings have the ball back. Will Manchester let this one fly? The double team coming in it pretty quickly. McGuire now slowing it down a little bit. Giving this chance to breathe. Chris Keel driving this one into the paint, drops this one off over, and a beautiful shot there by McGuire to get that one in for two. Nice second or possibly third chance opportunity for the Vikings to bring this one back to a 10-point lead.
You've seen a lot of really good tenacity out of Mount Horeb here. You got a lot of big bodies, not a lot of tall guys, but a lot of scrappy football player types.
No answer there on that one as the shot goes up for the L-Cats, and bringing this one back, here come the Vikings. Josh Manchester now bringing this one up. Spin move, shoots this one out to the corner. Chapman, no good. It's all air, but rebound by Hanna. Hannah now to Manchester. Manchester rattles that one out, and it's Schaefer the rebound. L-Cats pushing, 6:18 to go, down 10. And a heck of an effort, even without their top scorer in A.J. Bender, who we did mention has been out with an ankle injury. Woline fighting off some contact. Just a little bit of a brush, though. Christian resetting the offense, and it's now back to Schaefer. Schaefer guarded tightly by Chapman. Woline now guarded by Chapman. Woline driving, fades away, and falls in. That's the March Madness type of roll there. 5:46 to go, 32-24. And a nice bucket, as you said, by Tanner Wendorf.
Mount Horeb doing a lot more switching on the defensive end than they're accustomed to doing. It's always a man-to-man defense and a little bit of a slack.
Manchester with the drive, and he wanted a contact. He wanted some type of whistle there, did not get it. And here come the L-Cats. Woline picking up his dribble at midcourt. Gets this one back after the dish from Wendorf. Screens moving around, but almost going into a double team. Instead, Schaefer works his way out of it. Schaefer over to Christian. Christian to Woline. Tight defense by Keel. Woline drops this one off. Schaefer driving with the left hand. Pulls up. Gets that one to go with the whistle. So a pull-up jumper and an and one. Good opportunity here for a three-point play. This is what you need right now when you're the L-Cats, right, Mertz?
Yeah, absolutely. And just what a great play there by Schaefer. He's undersized on the court here against a lot of these guys, but he is finding space for himself, and you got a nice little 12-footer in there and the shove.
You know what's been pretty unique, too? We've seen a lot of shooters on these teams, or both of these teams, but they're not one-dimensional shooters either. It's not just a three-point specialist. These guys have some good mid-range game. They've got a lot of long range, too. And it's been a nice showcase so far. Hey, that's why they call it the showcase game. And a nice feed, but a no dice there from the Vikings on that shot. And here come the L-Cats. Woline up at the top, trying to find a burst of speed.
Griffin Hanna really hanging in there defensively on that play.
Chapman bringing this one up now, and it's Nessheim. Nessheim over to Griffin Hanna. It's Zach McGuire from three, lets that one fly, but unfortunately all air. Woline the rebound and very much taking their time. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. A tight one, 32-27, and I think we're in for a good one for sure.
Yeah, Lake Mills has kind of stabilized things a little bit. Got into that 10-point hole, and they were teetering on the edge, but they crawled their way back in.
Schaefer back up to top at Benish. Over to Woline. Woline trying to find the right avenue. It looked like the cut there, and we got a foul called on Cam Nessheim. Schaefer inbounding from the baseline. Now to the drive to Schaefer. Schaefer kicks this one back out to Woline. Woline's shot is no good. Rebound by Chapman. Chapman bringing this one up. Picks up his dribble, drops this one off over to Griffin Hanna. Hanna tries to drive and gets that one to roll off after the left-handed finish.
Love those buckets where it kind of creeps up over the rim.
Felt like he had to fight for that one, too, to
yes, he did.
Extend the lead for the Vikings 34-27. A little bit more of a, let's say, a comfortable lead with how close things have been. 7 points for the Vikings. Schaefer, though, letting this one fly, and hey, all of a sudden now it's a 4-point lead.
So much for comfort. Schaefer really exerting himself on this game early. Been impressed with him.
And now Manchester letting this one fly. That one is no good, but the rebound by Zach McGuire, a second chance opportunity. And let's see what Manchester can do, trying to drive and draws the foul on the ground. No shooting foul. Looks like it'll be taken out.
I think Colin Christian's done a really nice job on Josh in terms of the physicality and just not giving him a lot of space to operate so far. This is the first time that they've been dinged for playing that tight defense on Josh.
And hats off to the Vikings, too, for creating a lot of second chance opportunities. The inbound and a great pass from Nessheim to Zach McGuire on the cut. That's good for two. 36-30 now. As we just approach just under 3 minutes to go in the first period. Vikings with a narrow 6-point lead.
A couple of really nice inbounds plays for the Vikings in this half.
Woline whipping this one over to the corner. And letting this one fly from beyond the arc is Brady Benish. He now has 8 points. 2:32 to go, 36-33 game. Manchester driving. The 1-2 step, rolls out though. That looked like a beauty of footwork. And it's blocked by Woline. A little bit of physical nature down there. You could tell that Tyler Woline had his eyes locked on that basketball. Maybe a little too much of the physicality there, but he was trying to send that one back to next week.
They tell you get your money's worth on a foul, and I think he got with some pocket change on the side.
That's it for sure. That sends Manchester to the line, though. He sinks his first free throw.
I did see a little chuckle almost from Josh Manchester after that play. Oh, you're going to play it like that? All right. Hey, I can handle that.
Hey, sometimes you got to appreciate the competition for sure. 2:22 to go, and hey, I mean that's looks like what we're seeing right now. We're just seeing guys going after it. Like we said, we wish both of these teams could be undefeated after this one, as Manchester hits his second free throw, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 2:22 to go, 38-33. Pablo Iglesias, Adam Mertz here giving you Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania, the final game of the 608 basketball tournament showcase. We'll take a 30-second break as we come back. 38-33 game once again, Mount Horeb with a narrow lead.
This is Devin Robinson from Badger Volleyball, here with Madison's best roofing, siding, and window company, Ridgetop Exteriors. I protect the net at the field house, and they protect your home. They're trusted, local, and affordable. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com today. That's ridgetopexteriors.com.
Canopy Wealth, they believe in the continued development of partnerships for good within their communities and giving back where they can. The team at Canopy emphasize building local relationships and believe that values matter and strengthen their communities. When you work with Canopy Care, competence and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com. Speaking of feeling pretty rich right now, I mean, we are definitely spoiled with all this great basketball that we've had. Pablo Iglesias, Adam Mertz here at the 608 basketball tournament, giving you the final showcase game here on Saturday. I was about to say championship Saturday. Technically, yes, we did crown a champion, so
go with
we could call it that. 2:10 to go here. 38-33 game between the Mount Horeb Vikings with the lead over the Lake Mills L-Cats. Vikings with the ball here. That's a dish off to Manchester. He almost had an open lane, but it looked like it went off his left leg, and here come the L-Cats trying to take advantage. Unfortunately, also a little bit of a mishap as it's turned over by Ryan Horkin.
Yeah, Mount Horeb with another tip-off on that possession coming out of the break, Pablo. I think that's 3 now where they've gotten their hands up high in the offensive set against Lake Mills.
So Josh Manchester bringing this one up, and he has been just absolutely on fire. He's looked great today. And honestly, were we expecting anything less?
Yeah, no, not from a guy who's getting a lot of attention from Marquette, Minnesota, Rice.
That would certainly be fun to see. Zach McGuire's attempt from 3, unfortunately, no good. And this one will go the other way. 1:36 to go, 38-33 game. Vikings still with the lead.
You know, and we're getting back to the again, Pablo. I don't want to keep harping on it, but the 3 is such an attractive shot, and you got guys out here that can make it. But sometimes you get into these patterns where you're just settling for it. I like to see teams work it a little bit and try to get that open shot.
13 points so far for Manchester, and it's turned over. And here comes Manchester driving all the way to the lane. A great finish and showing off that speed just all across the board. 40-33 lead now for the Vikings. 1:11 to go.
These guys are letting them play.
And here we go again. Here comes Manchester showing off the speed. He's got a toy. I knew that he wanted to try to take off, but still finishes with 2. Just about a minute to go. 42-33 lead now for the Vikings. Just about lockdown defense, too. Pulling up now the Lake Mills L-Cats. That one is good for 2.
Nice roll by Benish.
You almost want to believe that the Vikings want to take the last shot here as we approach 30 seconds here in the first half. 42-35 lead for the Vikings, and it's who else but Manchester, who, well, I guess not now, but dropping this one off to Griffin Hanna at the top. It was Manchester who had it for quite a bit. But you got to believe that they're trying to work their way, maybe try to get him for the final shot here as we approach 10 seconds to go here. Hayden Anderson now over to Zach McGuire. McGuire with the drive.
And go.
Shot won't fall, but he does get the whistle. And that follows on Nolan Kolkovich.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, Pablo. You're going to look for Josh Manchester for that final shot. But Zach McGuire could see that stuff wasn't materializing the way they had laid it out and just made the smart decision to take it in and force the action at the hoop.
Well, how about this, Mertzy? I will give you the numbers before we even get to halftime.
Yeah.
Josh Manchester, 20 points so far that I've counted here in my scorebook.
He had 28 in the first half against Stoughton the other night, so he's yet to score under 25 in a game this season.
Light work at the office, just an easy 20 points in the first half. Second attempt is good as the first for Zach McGuire from the charity stripe. 44-35 lead, 3.3 seconds to go, and what's been an electric scoring first half between the Vikings and the L-Cats. Could we end with a possible another electric shot? That one is no good. 44-35 lead as we head into the locker room for the Mount Horeb Vikings over the Lake Mills L-Cats. Mertz, I know that we were looking for a good offensive shootout, and it seems like so far that these fans here at the Redstone Gymnasium here at Madison College watching the 608 tournament, they are very much getting that so far.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple teams that are not trigger shy, willing to chuck it up and get this ball running up and down the court. It's been fun. It's been fun basketball. I've been impressed with Lake Mills so far in terms of having your leading scorer out at this point, and they went through that little lull early in the first half, Pablo, and I thought they kind of got their footing after that, and then it's been more just a matter of making shots. Like, they've got plenty of guys in this team who can produce, so we'll see how that unfolds in the second half.
We've seen a lot of answers in the Lake Mills L-Cats, but really it was just Mount Horeb just feeling like they were in control from the opening tip all the way through. I mean, if you're Lake Mills, you're going into this locker room, what do you think you're saying if you're the head coach?
I'm thinking a little bit about the way that we're attacking that defense. As I mentioned before, Mount Horeb's a team that usually stays man-to-man, and they've been able to switch up a fair amount in this game, and that's kind of presented some issues in terms of the ball movement, I think, that Lake Mills enjoys up top. They're just not getting those lanes to drive to the basket, so I think I would suggest patience on Lake Mills' part as much as anything. Got a bunch of guys who can handle the ball really well, who are all good shooting threats. Look for that breakdown and press for that breakdown against that Mount Horeb defense.
Hey, for not having your top scorer, it's not too bad of a situation. You want to be a little closer, but hey, when you're down 9 in a situation like this, you got to pat yourself on the back if you're the Lake Mills L-Cats for sure. Well, this is Pablo Iglesias, Adam Mertz here, giving you the final game of the 608 tournament, the showcase game, as the Mount Horeb Vikings lead 44-35 over the Lake Mills L-Cats. We'll take a halftime break here, and we'll be right back on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hi, this is Dennis Semrau from Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania here on 100.5 ESPN. We're very excited to partner with UW Credit Union to help bring you even closer to the stories of great young student athletes. Each week, as part of this season of Prep Mania, will feature the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. UW Credit Union is proud to support local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. And just like the fantastic student athletes we'll be telling you about all season, UW Credit Union's online banking also goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. UW Credit Union is here for you, presenting the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week. Learn more at uwcu.org.
When life takes an unexpected turn, turn to Pemberton Personal Injury Law Firm. Pemberton's client-centered approach ensures that you're treated with respect, care, and compassion. Never just another case. With offices in Madison and Baraboo, Pemberton has the experience to secure the justice and compensation you deserve. Serving clients statewide, there are no fees until you win. Trust a firm that treats you like family. Visit Pemberton Personal Injury Law at pembertonpi.com.
Daniels Construction is a proud employee and family-owned business serving South Central Wisconsin for 71 years. Want to join the team at an award-winning, self-performing contractor that's committed to quality and excellence in every project? They offer multi-trade career opportunities with on-the-job paid training and career growth opportunities. Whether you're looking to start a new project or a new career, Daniels Construction is building better futures, people, and communities. Visit daniels-co.com to learn more.
Introducing Pizza Hut's new Tavern-style pizza, an upgrade to their classic crispy thin crust. Cut into 16 snackable squares and loaded to the edge with bold, flavorful toppings. Try one of their 4 new signature recipes: the spicy chicken sausage, the pesto margarita, the double pepperoni, or the ultimate. Because for a limited time, you can get any large specialty Tavern-style pizza for only $12. Go thinner, go crispier, go bolder with Pizza Hut's new Tavern-style crust. Order online today at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Devin Robinson from Badger Volleyball, here with Madison's best roofing, siding, and window company, Ridgetop Exteriors. I protect the net at the field house, and they protect your home. They're trusted, local, and affordable. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com today. That's ridgetopexteriors.com.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
The team at Midwest Financial Group are values-based financial specialists that cover a full-service financial solutions. This local independent firm is dedicated to helping people achieve their financial, tax, and insurance goals for over 30 years. Visit mfgteam.com to learn more about how Midwest Financial Group can help set your future up for success. That's mfgteam.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, FINRA/SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tax planning and fixed insurances are separate from and not offered through Commonwealth.
The biggest games.
A perfect season complete. The Wanakee Warriors are your state champions in Division II.
The most compelling stories.
50 years for Title IX. That's incredible. And this is the 50th anniversary.
The area's best high school sports coverage. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Welcome back to the Redstone Gymnasium here at the campus of Madison College. Pablo Iglesias here with Adam Mertz, giving you a doozy of what should be a second half 44-35 lead the Mount Horeb Vikings have over the Lake Mills L-Cats in the showcase game here at the 60Eight tourney. And man, were we right, Mertzy. 20 points, the easy day at the office in just the first half for Josh Manchester. But you mentioned, that if anything, that's light work. He's done even more. He had 27 the other day, too, or something like that in the first half, what you were telling me?
28 against Stoughton, which is their arch nemesis. So there was not just the output but against a team like that's had their number, and they finally got the other Vikings the other night.
Well, and it's Manchester who's leading the way for the Vikings with 20 points, but you also got to tip your hat off to Ty Schaefer, 17 points, 4 of 6 from downtown as well. Thanks to our great friends over here at the scorers table who have just been working their behinds off too, giving us the real-time stats, dropping it off for us. So we really appreciate everything that everyone has done for the 608 tournament. As this is Pablo Iglesias here with Adam Mertz giving you Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Right off the bat, it's Tyler Woline with the right-handed finish off the window.
Gotta love that aggressiveness, and you were talking about what they wanted to do out of halftime. I like that as one of their points of emphasis.
They need to get aggressive and chop at this lead fast. 44-37 to the corner for 3. That one's no good, but a second chance opportunity tipped away. Keel almost corralled it, but instead here comes the L-Cats going the other way. From 3, that's no good. Trying to tip that one back, but instead it goes into the hands of Colin Christian for 2.
All of a sudden it's a 5-point game, Pablo, 44-39. Quick turn that this Lake Mills team can execute.
5-point game now. L-Cats chipping away at this deficit. A little bit of chippiness, too, off the ball, too. Josh Manchester looking over to the referees, wanting a call. Gets the offensive rebound. Tries to put that one up on the up and under, but it's no good. L-Cats with the rebound, and now coming the other way with this.
Yeah, there's been a lot of contact off the ball that they've been letting go so far. Probably a little bit too much in my estimation.
Schaefer over to Benish. Benish back over to the top of Christian. Christian down to Schaefer, dropping this one down low. And Wendorf is fouled and drawing the contact there. And as we said, too, you gotta be patient. That was your tip that you said go into the locker room if you're the Lake Mills L-Cats. Yes, they are attacking, but they're being patient. They're trying to find the right shot versus from what we saw where it was just not necessarily chuck it up, but, hey, you know what, try to work it around, get the right shot, and now you got Wendorf at the line. Unfortunately, first opportunity is no good from the charity stripe.
Yeah, they're a team that likes to run and transition and chuck, and I get that. But when you're in that half-court set, got to kind of trust your guys.
Second one is good to go for Tanner Wendorf. So now it's a 4-point game, 44-40, 16:37 to go. Vikings with the ball now. Manchester back into his hands. It drives, goes right to the lane, and it's just like clockwork. That just looks too easy for Josh Manchester.
And he's so great with that delayed last step and where his arm placement is. He'll get guys hanging a lot of the time.
Driving to the lane is Colin Christensen.
What an answer.
Colin Christian, rather.
Just a beautiful play. Read Chris Keel's body and spun right through it.
46-42 game now, 16 minutes to go. Like I said when we came back, we're already getting treated to a doozy 4-point game. Josh Manchester causing the contact of the whistle. And that is a foul on the floor called against Lake Mills.
Yeah, and that's that contact that I was speaking of off the ball, and you had noticed too, Pablo. It's an answer. It's something you got to try against Josh, but
hopefully no deflections here on the inbound in front of us. It almost was. Were you ready to get in on that
My
one?
face was ready to take that one.
We definitely heard the deflection in front of us.
Probably caught that on the mics.
Chris Gill with this one, swings this one out to the corner for 3, and that one is good by Alex Chapman, who had 5 points in the first half. He is now up to 8. Elcats, though, attacking now. Wolin with a little bit of a spin cycle, works his way in and finishes for 2. Not going to go away easy, and it doesn't seem like the Elcats are ever going to be that type of team tonight. 49-44, the deficit for Lake Mills. Here comes Manchester, almost loses his dribble, able to corral this one. Swing passes over to Chapman into the corner. No good on that one, but Manchester sets, shoots, scores.
A little howl from Josh, too.
Well, you love the emotion there, and man, like I said, that was as smooth as butter from downtown, from beyond the arc. And now this is tipped away. Here comes Griffin Hanna. He's going to attack the rim, and a nice finish. Steal and go all the way, and you get more emotion from Manchester supporting his team. He's clapping his hands. Everybody's feeling good on that side, and suddenly the Vikings are up 10.
That kind of a defensive intensity, you can tell they're just reveling in it right now.
Great defense by Griffin Hanna, and almost deflected away by Zach McGuire. Now it's taken away, and here come the Vikings again. McGuire with the steal, drops it off to Manchester. Manchester trying to do probably a little bit of some extra dribbling there, a la Steph Curry perhaps. Unfortunately, it couldn't go, but is knocked away out of bounds, and the Vikings will retain possession.
I'm seeing Josh trying to force the whistles here a little bit, which is a great strategy. If Lake Mills is going to throw it at him, try to wear guys out a little bit and put them on the bench for a few minutes.
I got to give it to – I've only seen him a couple times, and he is a slippery individual from what I'm seeing today. He's getting the calls. And now back up at the top. The shot is no good. Griffin Hanna found him perfectly. Here come the Elcats. Here's Ty Schaefer. Schaefer over to Wendorf. Wendorf pulling the pump fake. Wanted to go for 3. Instead, it's now Wolin up at the top off the front of the iron, and it's rebounded by McGuire. McGuire getting this back to Manchester. Manchester dropping it off to McGuire. Looking for the right person, and it's turned away instead right into the hands of Ty Schaefer. Here he comes for the Elcats, slowing this one up a little bit. Patience, as Adam Mertz said earlier in the first half, and that's exactly what the Elcats are doing. Schaefer to Christian, back to Schaefer. Drives with the right hand, dips it out over to the top. 3-point attempt is no good, and it's rebounded by Hayden Anderson.
You know, Lake Mill's been able to crawl back in a couple times on the weight of 3s, but when you're missing, when you're off, they're kind of in danger of falling into a little deeper hole than they want here.
Good working down into the lane, and a foul is called, but an offensive foul. It's a charge. And you can see the emotion from Todd Nessheim, the head coach for Mount Horeb. He did not like that call.
Whether it is or isn't, that was a heck of a sell. Went down exactly the way that you'd want to make it look like if you were going to take the charge in that situation. Undermanned guy against Zach McGuire in the post. That's what you got to do.
Those are the opportunities, too. You got to play selfless basketball, too, if you're Lake Mills, and that was a smart play. Get the ball back. It doesn't matter how you do it. You got to make sure no points are added to the board, and you get the ball back, like I said. And, hey, sometimes you got to do it the selfless way. So here come the Elcats. Great defense, and Griffin Hanna all over, Zach McGuire all over that ball. The defense and how the Vikings have been playing ball hawk all over the place. We talked about it earlier in the game. They're trying to get their the hands on the ball left and right, and they're still doing that to this second.
It is just active hands out there, and they're just reading the passing lanes really well.
Ball stays at the Elcats, though, 13 minutes to go. A 54-44 game. Dips this one out over to Colin Christian from beyond the arc. He hits that one, and it's a 7-point deficit for the Elcats now. Big 3.
There it is. Really nice clear out. Had all day to take that one and shoot it cleanly.
12:40 to go here. Vikings with a 54-47 lead. A little bit of a tie up there. Griffin Hanna in the corner, causing a little bit of some contact and getting the foul on the ground.
And that's a 4th foul there on Colin Christian, who has been drawing a lot of the primary defense on Josh Manchester, too.
So the last thing you want to do is get a guy like Colin Christian, who's been a little bit all over the place, too, on the floor to foul out. So he'll have to sit with 12:33 to go. Griffin Hanna driving into the paint, sends this one out to Cam Nessheim. Nessheim over to McGuire onto the baseline, trying to dribble around with his left hand. Puts that one up, but it's air. Rebounded, though, by Hayden Anderson and a second chance opportunity. Griffin Hanna with the drive. That one's knocked away. Cal Odgers, though, right place, right time, finishes with 2.
Nice pause by Cal Odgers. He was going to go up, and that probably would have gotten challenged, and he caught the defender off balance.
Right place, right time, as we said. The ball was knocked away, but right back into Cal Odgers' hands, and he finished it with a little baby hook. 56-47 lead now for the Vikings.
Great challenge there defensively by Cal Odgers as well.
Shot no good, so here come the Vikings with 11:43 to go here in the second half. You think we're going to break 80?
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Very early in this game, but you never know. Yeah. Both of these teams could put on a run.
Yeah, and Lake Mills gets hot from 3, and that can add up in a hurry.
Cal Odgers now onto the right side. Fakes his dribble now, pulls up, and then now it's turned over. Here comes Ty Schaefer. He wants to go coast to coast with this one. Tips this one off, drops it off to Ryan Horkin, who can't finish the 2, and it's rebounded by the Vikings.
Well, that's a tough break for Lake Mills.
He really had to finish on that one. That would have been very nice for the L-Cats instead. It's all for naught, and here comes Mount Horeb.
Yeah, and yet, Josh Manchester out of the game yet for Mount Horeb. You need to take advantage of these moments when you're the L-Cats.
Griffin Hanna sending it to Anderson. Anderson trying to go into the triple threat. Drives. Couldn't get the shot off, but it is also no good on a second chance opportunity. Looked like that was Cal Odgers. Dumps this one off over to Wendorf.
Man, that was fun. That was a great YMCA give over the top.
Exactly. Nice little drop off there. That's good for 2. A 7-point deficit now for the L-Cats. 56-49, 10:23 to go in the second half. And Woleen trying to get a little pesky there. Almost knocked it away. Griffin Hanna with the drive. Surprised nothing was called there.
Oh, gosh.
And yep. As much as Mount Horeb didn't want that call, it looked like a little extra elbows were thrown out there by Hayden Anderson. He's a big dude knocking somebody down. That is an offensive foul call. I get it. Hey, you never want that situation to happen.
Right.
Feels like it was the right call in that one.
Yeah, you had a guy inside your telephone booth there, and it's a little bit hard to maneuver.
A little bit of a mismatch there from the bodies, too.
I know I wouldn't want to be up against Hayden Anderson in the post.
Would you ever take a charge? Have you ever been in a situation where you needed to take a charge? Whenever you play basketball.
Yeah, I did.
Those
but
are scary,
man. None of those where they're coming at you from 50 feet. Never had to do that.
Talk about hands all over the place, too. Almost turned over, but once again, an active Vikings defense. 10 minutes, 3 seconds to go. 56-49 lead, Mount Horeb over Lake Mills L-Cats. Pablo Iglesias, Adam Mertz giving you the final showcase game here at the 608 tournament on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel and Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Ty Schaefer letting this one fly from downtown, rattles out, and it's rebounded. And Mount Horeb trying to push this one fast. Here comes Chapman. Chapman almost wanted to take this all the way himself. Instead drops this one off over to Cam Nessheim. Nessheim over to Chapman. Chapman for 3. That's no good, but the rebound by Hayden Anderson. Josh Manchester. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Hayden knew exactly where he was going with that ball, coming out to Josh on the left wing and drains it coming off the bench.
Josh Manchester from beyond the arc to give the Vikings a 10-point lead. L-Cats, though, with an answer. That was Colin Christian from beyond the arc. Or rather, that was Brady Benish.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of a step back even from 3. It's a really impressive shot.
And that's the shot that you need right now if you were Lake Mills. A 7-point game. It's felt like, even though it's a 7-point lead, it's almost felt like a nice back and forth. As we mentioned, you lose your top scorer in A.J. Bender for a few weeks and your Lake Mills, but this has been a good effort for Lake Mills right now. You want to see if you could try to limit the turnovers. You got to make sure, if anything, though, too, you got to give credit to Mount Horeb for the second chance opportunities. Those rebounds have been killer, unfortunately, for Lake Mills, and you got to clean it up in that aspect.
Yeah, and I know that was a question mark coming in from Mount Horeb. I mean, just rebounding in general has been this year, but they did a great job the other night against Stoughton. Went toe to toe with them, almost even. And again, tonight I know is 14s at half with Lake Mills. They're in the right spot at the right time as much as anything, it seems like tonight.
A little bit of a different situation. In the first half from what we see in the stats, we had 4 lead changes. We haven't seen that change at all for Mount Horeb. They have pretty much been in control of this one. Hey, Lake Mills has gotten a little bit. They've gotten pesky. They've tried to cut down that lead. We've seen it to a 2-possession, but really Mount Horeb has had answers.
Yeah, for Lake Mills, they just can convert from 3 so quickly. You get a couple possessions in a row and one empty from Mount Horeb, and that lead gets pretty tight in a hurry.
Mertzy, I know I asked you about will these two teams play for the gold ball. Most likely they're in different divisions, but it almost is a nice treat that we get to have this season as it pulls up for the 2-point jumper, Alex Chapman. As we were saying, even though we won't get to see these two teams play in the tournament, this is almost like a nice little taste as if we could potentially.
Absolutely.
So the 2-pointer is good for Alex Chapman, 61-52 to extend the lead now.
Yeah, and to your point, this is a Lake Mills team that clearly could play up.
8:30 to go. Drop off with Schaefer, a little bit of a baby
man.
hook. That was a smooth move. Wish he could have finished on that one.
I know it. That was it was like a one-touch in soccer. Just beautiful. That guy's awesome. He reminds me, he's got a little Steve Nash in him.
Speaking of finesse moves, what a move by Josh Manchester, driving into the lane, finishing off the window for 2.
Yeah, he shows that ball high coming in and gets that extra step coming through, and guys just are not challenging him there.
And Brady Benish with an answer of his own from beyond the arc. That is good, 63-55. I do want to give an alert, though. Josh Manchester with that has surpassed is at the 30-point mark now, having the ball, driving, spinning, kicking this out to the corner. Nessheim, no good. Rebounded by Ashton Winger. Over to Tyler Woline. Woline to Schaefer, back to Winger, finishes for 2.
Great transition basketball there from the Elcats. They've not been able to get out very much in this half.
63-57 game now. Vikings still hanging on to the lead with just about 7.5 to go. Chapman with the drive on the left hand. Stops in the paint. Dumps this one off to Manchester. Manchester's shot is blocked, but it's rebounded. Second chance opportunity again. And kicking it out to the corner. Owen Ashelman for 3.
Owen Ashelman just in a different area code than everyone else there and had a chance to square up and drain that one clean from the corner.
More than enough real estate for him to extend the lead to 66-57. 9-point lead, just passing the 7-minute mark now in the second half as the Vikings hold on to this lead. Woline with some space from downtown, and he connects.
That's the beauty of this Lake Mills roster. You have a bunch of guys that hit from 3. One slip up defensively, and you're looking at a pretty easy 3-pointer.
You know, what's pretty surprising, too, that's only 7 points for Tyler Woline, and I feel like he's been all over the floor.
Active. He's been active for sure.
66-60 lead now for the Vikings. Just about 6.5 minutes to go. A lot of pressure shown by the Elcats, jumping out a little bit. Not a full court press, but almost kind of feels like it based on the pressure.
Right.
Ty Schaefer in the face of Cam Nessheim. A lot of uncomfortable comfortable defense. But Ashelman kicking it out to Chapman. Chapman's 3 attempt, no good. Woline with the rebound, bringing this one up. 6:05 to go now, 66-60.
Lake Mills smart to try to just get Mount Horeb out of its rhythm offensively.
And that's good from downtown from Brady Benish. He's starting to get hot.
Benish again.
And suddenly it's a 3-point game, 66-63, 5:50 to go. We're in for a classic. I'm going to call it right now here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Pablo Iglesias here with Adam Mertz. The final game of the 608 tournament, the second showcase game, and we've been treated to a lot of basketball to kick off our season. We also want to take some time, though, too, Mertzy, to talk about Stoughton Health, which has provided trusted care close to home. They're proud to support all of the area's student athletes and wish them all the best this season. From rehab to ortho care, Stoughton Health provides comfort and convenience locally. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to learn more. I'll tell you, 66-63, I blinked, and all of a sudden it's a one-possession game. And I can't believe this. What do you think we're in store for? What are you talking about more so if you're the coaches in both of these huddles? Let's start quickly with Lake Mills.
Yeah, on the Lake Mills side, I mean, they seem to be having so much luck with the hot hand here. And Benish, I'd keep going back to him until he goes cold. It just seems like they got guys that can do so much damage. I think the one guy who's I've been most impressed with in terms of making sure that the operation's running smoothly, though, is Schaefer. I like the offense running through him and letting him find guys. So that's what I'd be concentrating on that end. Mount Horeb side, you got to make sure that you're working these possessions well. I'd be trying to get Josh as many touches as I can.
And that he has right now. It's Josh who drops this one off over to Chapman. Chapman over to McGuire. He finishes 4-2. So a little more breathing room. 68-63, 5.5 minutes to go. Tyler Woleen showing he's a little slippery. Sends that one off to Ty Schaefer. But his three ball is no good. Manchester the rebound. Manchester trying to show a little bit of those moves. Kicks it out to the corner.
Nice
Zach McGuire, that
Griffin.
three no good. But as we mentioned, the second chance opportunities, that's been key.
Good placement on the backside there for that ball to come off the rim.
Chris Keel, I thought he was going to take
the
three. McGuire with the drive. Oh, almost called for. Thankfully, the feet did not leave the ground, but the shot no good anyway from Chapman. Here comes Tyler Woleen. Woleen with the one-handed swing pass to Brady in the corner. Yes, sir. That's his fourth three in the half.
Wow.
12 points. It's a 2-point game. This might be the closest that we've seen it at this half. 68-66. 4.5 minutes to go. A lot of pressure on Manchester. The jump pass, though, down low. Instead of going for the shot, it's kicked back out. And that just rattles out. That's just a tough break, unfortunately. Ryan Horkin the rebound for the Lake Mills L-Cats, but you really wanted those 2 points if you were Mount Horeb. Instead, here comes Lake Mills, a chance to tie it or take the lead. The drive, Ashton Winger, back to Woleen for the lead. Oh, boy. He let out a big roar to his bench.
Wow.
And the L-Cats storming back, roaring with the lead, thanks to Tyler Woleen's triple. 69-68, just under 4 minutes to go. Manchester off the left side of the iron. Rebound, though. Puts that one back. Griffin Hanna to Zach McGuire. We're in for a feisty one, that's for sure, Adam.
Another big rebound by Griffin Hanna on that backside. He's used that matchup advantage very well tonight in the second half.
Schaefer to Brady in the corner. Oh, you got to test out the hot hand.
Wow.
I don't blame him in that one. That's his spot. Unfortunately, it rattles out.
Rims out.
70-69, the Vikings with the narrow lead. 3 minutes to go. Chapman driving, right-handed finish, no good. Woleen the rebound.
Chapman got caught in between on that one. He thought he might get some contact.
Tyler Woleen, the one-handed pass. That one is it's Ryan Horkin who let that one fly, but it rattles out. And Manchester the rebound, and they're going to take a timeout here with just about 2 minutes to go, or rather just under 3 minutes to go. 70-69 lead. And it's Mount Horeb taking the timeout. I think it's a breather that we all might need right now. What a back and forth we have seen so far. I said it. We were in for a doozy. We're in for a potential classic game, and we're getting treated to that one right now, Mertzy.
Yeah, and Mount Horeb was able to stretch the lead out as big as 10 points here in the second half. And you're wondering at that point if Lake Mills was going to be able to hang in there. They've just turned it on of late with that shooting. Brady Benish, as you mentioned, with the 4 threes. That's not unusual for him. I saw that he'd put up 16 and a half on a couple of occasions in this season so far with just his long-range shooting.
Well, hey, the GRB Academy wants to be part of your plan to reach your potential. Utilize GRB Academy's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. That sounds pretty nice. With private instruction, group training programs, travel teams, GRB Academy prides itself on providing the highest level of coaching for the baseball player in your family. Visit GRB Academy for more information. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player. As much as we want to think about baseball season around the corner, right now we got to focus on basketball. 70-69, Mount Horeb lead. 2:53 to go. Mount Horeb, oh, well, here we go. They're inbounding right next to us. Hopefully there's no deflections here. Owen Ashelman is going to inbound this one. Sends this one wide out over to Josh Manchester. Manchester defended by Brady Benish. Manchester driving out to Keel. Keel in the corner. Over to McGuire. Back to Keel over onto the right side. Keel with a crossover. Manchester waiting for that right opportunity. 2.5 to go. The crossover, step back three. That's good. 33 points now for Josh Manchester. 2.5 to go, extends the lead. 4 points now. 73-69 lead for the Vikings. But as we very much know, these L-Cats can shoot, and it's Tyler Woleen letting it fly. Unfortunately, no good, and it's Manchester corralling this one. Just about a little over 2 minutes to go. Mount Horeb hanging on to a 4-point lead. Pablo Iglesias, Adam Mertz giving you Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel. The foul called there, and it was Zach McGuire driving. He almost had a chance for a 3-point play, but hey, contact and going to the charity stripe, this is what you want in this situation.
Yeah, a lot of bodies in there. Lake Mills had some people underneath, but just weren't able to square up well. So great recognition by Zach McGuire to take it to the hole.
Mertzy, this is the capital J journalism question in me, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
3 words to describe this game so far. What are those 3 words?
Man, exhilarating, frenetic, maybe physical.
I like it.
These guys have been going at each other a little bit and enjoying it. You know, good, clean way, too.
Zach McGuire's first attempt at the charity stripe is good, 74-69. That extending the lead, minute 57 to go. You got to get all the points that you can if you're Mount Horeb. Really, both teams, too. You can't take anything for granted in a game that has kind of gone back and forth, or really has gone back and forth. McGuire good for both. Yep. 75-69 lead.
Mount Horeb almost coughed one up against Stoughton the other night, too, in the final minute. So they've just been through this a few nights ago. Should be ready for a situation like this.
The drive, it's Wendorf. Out to the corner, it's Horkin for 3. Huh.
How'd you like that ball fake over to the wing and just kept him for himself and buried it from the corner?
It got me good. Good thing I'm not on the camera today. I would have been faked out easily.
Speaking of broken ankles.
75-72, Mount Horeb clinging on to this 3-point lead. Tyler Woleen with tight defense against Zach McGuire, trying to spin around. He gets this one off to Chris Keel. Chris Keel defended by Ty Schaefer. Here comes almost a triple team right now. Pulls up his dribble, trying to get something, and they call a timeout. You felt like it was a dangerous situation. You felt the pressure by the L-Cats, and that was the right move that you needed to do if you're Coach Todd Nessheim, and getting that timeout before a violation was called.
You always get nervous up by that half-court stripe, too, because we got that extra defender essentially, buttoning you in. So that was difficult. And you saw how fast and tight that the L-Cats are face guarding Josh Manchester in this situation. Couldn't even get him the ball as a safety valve near half-court.
Man, oh man, what a game it has been, though, for Josh Manchester. We knew that we were going to see a great show. 33 points for him. His season high so far is 37. I mean, we look at his stats from last year, too.
Yeah.
He averaged 24.1 points per game. Granted, it's a smaller sample size, but this year averaging 31.3. He's already surpassed what his average is already. 42% from three-point. We know that he was a fast, slippery guy. He's shown it just about everything today.
Yeah, and there was a lot more offensive firepower on last year's Mount Horeb team, too. You know, this year they're going to be coming at him hard. It's kind of him and then Zach McGuire, and then a mystery as to who's going to step as number 3, and he still continued to deliver.
On the L-Cat side, though, too, I got to give it off to Tyler Woleen. Yes, Ty Schaefer is their leading scorer right now, but Tyler Woleen looks like he's been corralling a lot of different things, been active on the defense, and he's been playing well, too. As we continue the action here, just under a minute, Chris Keel drops this off to Owen Ashelman. Ashelman down low, blocked by Woleen, but they're going to call a foul. You thought that this was a clean block. Griffin Hanna's shot looked like it was blocked by Tyler Woleen. It talked about the effort that this kid is giving, but a last-second foul, and instead that'll send Griffin Hanna for some crucial free throws in a 3-point game with just under 53 seconds to go. You could hear a pin drop right now. You could also hear the ball unfortunately hit off the rim. First free throw, no good. 75-72, the game remains. Griffin Hanna just shaking his head a little bit, hoping he can get the second free throw. I feel like I'm at the Masters or something.
Seriously.
On the 18 for the
do a golf clap
Championship
for that one.
Sunday, 76-72. That free throw good by Griffin Hanna. He goes 1 of 2 from the line.
I was going to give you some color there, but I would have been the only voice in the gym, Pablo.
Back to the high energy now. Ty Schaefer trying to find the right man. It's Ryan Horkin. Horkin with the drive. Holds his dribble, pulls it back up for two, and that one's good. 2-point game now, 30 seconds to go. Manchester.
They're just waiting to double up here.
Extra pressure, and that's what you got to do right now is just foul. You still got to get one more, though, before you can start shooting.
I was going to mention that. Yeah, they had not been in the bonus here, and so Mount Horeb with only 3 fouls as well. One away, as you mentioned, for the L-Cats.
24.8 seconds to go, 76-74. Owen Ashelman with the and instead I think there was an off-ball foul here, and it looks like it's a turnover. So from what it looked like originally, it was a designed play, possibly a screen. Maybe somebody was called for a moving screen. I don't know exactly what the call was.
Josh Manchester got the call, his first foul. I didn't see the play away from the ball. You never see that call.
23 seconds to go. 76-74. Benish to Woline. Down low to Winger for two, and we are tied up. 10 seconds to go. Here comes Josh Manchester. 76, there's no timeouts. Manchester gets a shot off, and a foul is called. 1.1 seconds to go. Contact is called. Tempers are flaring. The Mount Horeb bench is standing up in ecstatic energy. Meanwhile, you have the Lake Mills side who just have hands on their heads trying to figure out what the heck just happened.
1.9 going onto the clock here.
1.9, it's a shooting foul, and it's Josh Manchester for 3. First one is good.
What a turn of events here, Pablo. First you get that unusual, let's call it an unusual, off-ball foul on an inbounds that wasn't anywhere near the play.
Second one good too. Yeah, it was.
And this one here, Josh was boxed in by 2 players, didn't have much of anywhere to go.
Wow.
I didn't have a great look at that call, but it was definitely a bailout, even if it was legit.
So you got a timeout. Manchester good for all 3. That gives him 36. I don't know. Hey, maybe we will see overtime. You never know what you could drop. You got 1.9
left.
You got to go the whole. You got to go the whole length. You wish this in this situation it was like professional or NBA rules, where you could at least inbound from the baseline or whatever. But no, unfortunately, that's not the case here in high school, Mertzy. But maybe we could see some miracles. We've seen a great game, 79-76 lead. But to your point of what you were talking about, though, you didn't get to see the shot, so I'll repaint the picture for you. Josh Manchester, it was it's like kind of riding the hot hand in those last 10 seconds. He brings up the ball. He didn't have a clean look, but it looked like some contact was made on the three-point shot that he tried to let go at the buzzer. And with 1.1 seconds, they blew the whistle, or 1.9 rather. The whistle was blown. 3 free throws. Manchester sinking all of those, and that's how we're at this point with a 79-76 lead for the Mount Horeb Vikings over the L-Cats. But as we said, what a doozy of a game that we've had so far.
Yeah, and credit to the Mount Horeb bench there for not calling a timeout in that situation and letting them play through. I love it in a tie situation like that. Let the ball play, especially when you got a guy like Josh Manchester who can create his own shot. Make Lake Mills make a play to stop you.
I was keeping my fingers crossed for a good one, and it looks like we might have this a big end here. 1.9 seconds to go. The inbound is good. The shot is off the rim for Ryan Horkin. That was a clean look.
Wow.
And everybody on the Mount Horeb side breathing a sigh of relief with a 79-76 sneak-away victory. Mount Horeb remains undefeated while it's a tough first loss of the season for Lake Mills. 79-76. What a look that Ryan Horkin had. I didn't think he even was able to make it through and even get it off at the buzzer, but he did, and it just rolls off the front of the rim. We could have had overtime.
It was a beautiful inbounds pass, and that was Abraham Daniels. I saw that, just a bullet to the mid stripe, and that really freed him up and gave him a chance to dribble. And I think Mount Horeb maybe underestimated how much time 1.9 seconds is, because they released and let Horkin get that shot off the rim. What a way to finish this absolute classic of a game.
And this was a fun one, too. You saw it came down to everything that we were expecting it would be. It was Josh Manchester who knew that he wanted the ball in his hands. And it wasn't exactly the way that we anticipated him to go for the game-winning shot, but nevertheless, big-time players making big-time plays, and it was Manchester who caused the contact, finishing, just 1 point shy of his season high at 37. A mere 36 points, not too bad.
Yeah, right. What does that say when you come to expect that kind of performance from this kid? But that's why he's getting a lot of attention at the D1 level. Most recently, Marquette's been on him pretty hard. DePaul's had some inquiries. Rice checking him out. And Minnesota has already kind of given their seal of approval. It just depends on what the roster makeup is for next year.
Well, we got to make sure that Greg Gard gets his visits over here, too. You never know.
They're on that final list.
Could get that sharp shooter, and, man, there we go, too. All smiles as he goes. Josh Manchester goes back to his team, named to the All-Tournament for the 60Eight basketball tournament. What a great year that we have had in the 4th annual, too. Nicolay, the champion in the bracket side, as they took down Romeoville earlier today. Romeoville also facing Middleton yesterday, Oshkosh North, and we got to see a little bit of some Iowa State talent, and that's the fun thing about these things, too. The 60Eight tournament here at Madison College is just a great showcase to get things off on the right foot for the high school basketball season. Is there really any other place like this, Mertzy?
No, it's funny you mentioned that. I bumped into a gentleman that I know from a couple of careers ago in the audience tonight. Got dragged in by a friend who's a basketball fan and hasn't been to a high school game in probably 8-10 years. And it shows up tonight, and he's like, I'm remembering what this is all about, what great high school basketball is. How much of a price would you put on a game like that? Woo! The level of entertainment that we just saw.
Well, let me tell you this. This was my rookie debut here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. First off, I was happy to do this one with you. I couldn't have pictured anyone better to do this with than you, Adam Mertz. And for this to be the debut, man, this was good. I would have loved overtime. I wouldn't have been upset with that.
Right.
But the fact that it came all the way down to the final buzzer, this was a fun game. You can't put a price on this one. And like I said, to tip off the high school basketball season like this, I think this gets us off on the right foot, and we should be in for some fun ones down the road for this season on Prep Mania.
Absolutely. This is the first. You set a pretty high bar for yourself, Pablo. How are you going to top this?
Oh, man, it only goes down from here, right? Isn't that what they all say? Well, this has been perfect.
It's an honor to be next to you on this one. Really fun game to call, and like you mentioned, a couple of teams here that have high hopes for postseason runs, and this is a sort of a no-pressure game. They could just go out there and play basketball, and you saw that at times. Guys are willing to gun. Guys are willing to challenge. It just seemed like no one was tense throughout this whole game. They were just opening it up.
And that was just fun basketball that we saw left and right. 79-76 the final score once again. Mount Horeb victorious over the Lake Mills L-Cats in a tight one. Mount Horeb remaining undefeated. Lake Mills, unfortunately, getting the first L in the L column for the L-Cats. Dennis Semrau, the dean, giving us some fist pumps as he walks over. Is definitely going to go talk to the stars of the game, probably Josh Manchester, which is very deserving of 36 points, just 1 point shy of his season high. But once again, what a great game that we had here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania here on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. But a lot more games coming this season, and I'm excited to be a part of this team. For Adam Mertz, I'm Pablo Iglesias, signing off here at the Redsten Gymnasium, capping off a great one here at Madison College for the 60Eight basketball tournament. 79-76, once again, the final score. Mount Horeb over the Lake Mills L-Cats. Take care. Have yourself a great evening, folks.